Hello, Sparkimus here. I'm going to show off my yearmarked plugin today. It's one of my oldest plugins, but I've never made a video for it, and there are quite a bit of features by now, so I thought I'd make one to help you guys out. So first things first, we're going to pull the latest code to see where we're getting this from. It's at GitHub, my Sparkimus account, and the project is yearmarked. Next, we'll take a look at the POM file and see we're on version 1.4.0. And then next we will build into our plugin directory. And you can see here I do have the holographic displays plugin installed, and yearmarked doesn't depend on it, but if you do include it, you can get some cool holographic displays when the day changes. And I'll provide a link to that plugin's page so you can download that if you want. Okay, so this should be done building. I'll spool up the Minecraft server and just give a brief overview of what yearmarked is all about. So yearmarked divides the week into 7 days, and each day has kind of a special theme. So I'll just go through. By default, these are the names that I picked for the days, but they're all configurable. So there's Monsoon Day, and that's the very first day of the week, and it's the first day of the year on any brand new server or world. On Monsoon Day, it rains all day. And then there's Earth Day, and on Earth Day, when you harvest either wheat, potatoes, or carrots, you'll get extra bonus drops, and those drops will have like a special name, and you can use those to do some kind of cool things that we'll talk about. And then Vorttag is the same concept as Earth Day, but it's with Nether Wart, and there's different features for the bonus Nether Wart that drops. On Donnerstag, which is the actual word for Thursday in German, it storms and lightnings around players all day, and if you are equipped with some special items, then super creepers will spawn, and if you kill those super creepers with the special items, then they will drop special items as well. And on Fish Freitag, whenever you fish all day on Fish Freitag, you get, well, actually I guess I've named it Fish Friday in the config. That's just the comment. But so on Fish Friday, you will get bonus XP every time you catch a fish, and that fish might drop like a diamond or an emerald, or actually might drop a block of grass. And most notably here, this new kind of fish called a thwordfish, and the thwordfish can be used to craft those special weapons. And then on Diamond Day, whenever you mine diamond ore, you can get bonus diamonds, and those diamonds can be used to upgrade the weapons that you make with the thwordfish. And on Feathers Day, you don't take fall damage all day, and if you're holding that special item when you would have taken fall damage, then you start bouncing up into the air really high over and over again. Okay, so that's all the features in a nutshell. There are some recipes that we can look at that you can configure later, but let's join this server and take a look at some of these features in action. Okay, so you can see here it says today's Monsoon Day. It's the first day of the first month of year 1. So, and if I back up, you can actually see there's the holographic display. Okay, so it's raining all day today. That's what Monsoon Day is all about. And you can turn this rain on and off, and I'll show you how to do that later. But first, I want to point out one thing. If you run into a desert biome, it will stop raining because it just doesn't rain in desert biomes. I can't make it rain. So I have a little area set up over here for us to demo the other days, and I'm actually going to skip ahead to, let's say, probably Thursday, or no, Friday. So there is a OP only command called ym day, and then you can pick a number. So since I want to go to Friday, we'll go to 5. So then you can see in a couple ticks here the day will switch. So today's Fish Friday, catch thwordfish today, craft a needle sword, and you can with the swordfish that you catch. Okay, so I could show you that, but showing people fishing is pretty boring. So I'll show you another way that you can get thwordfish, and this is configurable too. You can turn this off if you want, but you can craft thwordfish by putting some fish. I'm going to keep a couple regular fish actually. You can craft thwordfish by putting fish in the corners, and as I said, you can turn this off, or you can actually change the recipe if you want as well. Okay, so we get a couple more. So we have 12 thwordfish and 16 raw fish. So now that we have thwordfish, we can craft some of the other things that we'll use throughout the week. So the first thing I'm going to craft is 2 swords, which are called needles. Needle, which is kind of paying homage to Game of Thrones. And I'm going to craft another one too, because needle is actually used in 2 crafting recipes. One of them is to craft like a diamond needle, which we don't have the diamond for that yet, but we'll get that later. And the other thing that you craft with it is a lightning inhibitor. So I said on Donner's Target, Storms and Lightnings, where you can actually stop that lightning to some extent with the lightning inhibitor. So to do that, and you can see that I placed the raw fish next, because you only really need 1 swordfish, so you don't really want to use 2, but you could. But okay, so, and actually, you know what, I updated the plugin recently. I'm wondering if that's still true. Let me just test that out. Oh, it is. Okay, so you could craft it with 2 swordfish, but you don't want to do that because you want to kind of keep as many swordfish as you can. Okay, so now that we have a needle and we have 2 needles, there's really not much else to do on Fish Friday, and you can craft those items later too. Even we didn't have to craft them on Fish Friday. But so let's just skip ahead a day, and we'll go to Diamond Day by running the command ym. See, if you run ym1, it'll actually just go forward a full 24 hours. If you put that in parentheses, it'll go forward to the start of the next day. Or you could also run the command day 6, which will go to exactly day 6. Okay, so in a couple ticks, you'll see it's Diamond Day, so we can go ahead and grab some diamond ore and place those down. And then when we mine them, you'll see you get some bonus diamonds. And you can actually change the amount that you get. You don't have to get, like, you can see, like, we just got 4. It's pretty OP. You can change that through the configuration. Okay, but now that we have some Diamond Day diamonds, we can craft our diamond needle, and it takes 2 Diamond Day diamonds. And so that's just a better version of needle, essentially. And actually, I lied before. You don't need special diamonds to craft the diamond inhibitor. You just need regular diamonds and a stone needle. And that's with diamonds across the top and bottom. So the lightning inhibitor looks like a lightning rod. And we'll talk about that on Thursday, about how that works. But essentially, when you have it in your bag, it stops lightning from hitting close to you. But only lightning that you are causing. If you're playing with other people, they're also causing lightning, so the lightning they're causing might still hit you. But you can put the lightning inhibitor in a chest, and it'll actually block all lightning in a big radius around that chest, and the size of that radius is configurable. Additionally, in the config file, you can set zones for which areas shouldn't be struck by lightning, in case you don't want players to be annoyed by that stuff in a certain area. You can configure that. Okay, so next, I mean, there's not much more to do on Diamond Day besides, like, you know, mine diamonds. If you know of some diamond ores, it might be like worth your while to go get like Silk Touch and break it, and then bring it with you so you can break them, like, especially on Diamond Day. Okay, so we're gonna go forward to the next day, which is Feathers Day. It'll tick in a second here. Okay, so today's Feathers Day. No fall damage. Jump off a cliff with needle. Okay, so let's go take that advice. Well, first of all, jump without needle, and you'll see it says fall damage prevented. And if we have needle in our hands when we take that fall damage, oops, I didn't run fast enough. Now we're going to start bouncing into the air really high, and you actually can travel a pretty good distance laterally, because I've increased the lateral velocity every time you hit the ground. So you can actually cover a good distance with this. It's maybe like a good thing to do, like on a day where you want to like survey the area. Just if you end up like hitting something on the way up, like I just did, or if you land in some water, it's going to break that loop. But you know, you can just take more fall damage later and you'll start jumping again. Okay, so that's fun, but that's about all there is to demo on Feathers Day. So let's go forward one day to the beginning of the week, Monsoon Day. And as I said, it just rains all day, but we're in the desert, so it's not going to rain. But if we go over here, you can see it is raining. And if you don't like that, you can turn it off. You can turn the rain off by slapping a swordfish against the ground. You get a little smiley face message when it goes off. And you can turn it back on. A little sad face. And you can see that didn't cost any swordfish, but that's configurable. You can make that cost money, or cost swordfish, to turn that on or off. I'm just going to leave it on, and then just go back to our little desert sanctuary and skip the day forward, because there's not really anything else to demo on Monsoon Day. Everybody hates Mondays, and I just made it rain all day. Okay, so next, let's skip forward to Earth Day. This is arguably one of the coolest days. So on Earth Day, like I said, when you harvest these crops, you're going to get specially named crops in addition to the regular crop drop. So I still have that needle, and I have that needle. Do I have the lightning inhibitor? I do. You know what? Did I make it keep? How did that work? I'm sorry. Just gotta check this out really quick. Let's give ourselves some more diamonds. Give FP. Oops. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure why I have this needle in my hand. I thought I spent it. Oops. Oh, you get it back. Okay, so you can see it pop back in my bag. And that's actually a feature that I forgot about, which you can turn off if you want to. If we go down to the recipes, you can see the recipe for needle, the recipe for lightning inhibitor says that you put a sword in the middle and you keep the thing in the middle right there. So there's a little matrix here showing the items you keep. I forgot that I had it set like that. If you don't like that, which I kind of don't, I might turn that off before I ship it out by default, but there is a keep matrix, so you can make recipes, and you can actually use this plugin to make any kind of recipe you want. I don't have a lore support right now, or enchantment, but you can do like special names and stuff. Anyways, so back to Earth Day. So we're going to get a couple of these crops, and I mean, it's just cool enough that you get bonus crops, because you can use them for anything you use a potato for, but I wouldn't recommend using it for anything besides what I'm about to show you right now, which is turning animals into arrows. Or not just animals, kind of like any entity really. The config file ships with a list of things that you could turn into arrows and the cost. Now, only cows, horses, donkeys, llamas, pigs, sheep, chickens, rabbits, and wolves are actually directly transferable into arrows by hitting it with a particular vegetable. But all the other things are also possible. You just have to do a special trick first. You have to eat a special pie, and then in a short amount of time that you're hyped up from that pie, you can turn those things into arrows as well. Okay, so let's show turning a donkey into an arrow. And I have a donkey over here that's pretty much the most complicated entity you can get in terms of what you can turn into arrows. This is a donkey that has a saddle on, it's tamed, it has a name from a name tag, it's my donkey, and there is stuff in the chest, and not just anything but a name tag with a special name. So if we hit this donkey with a carrot, you can see we're going to get all that stuff back. We got the things out of the chest, Mustafa. We got the wooden sword back. We got the saddle back. Now, we didn't get the chest back, but if you look at the arrow, you can see the name of the donkey is stored in the arrow, and there's a little heart there. That means that that entity is tamed, and there's a little box meaning it has an inventory. So I need a bow. And if you don't know this about arrows, the arrow to the top left of your bag, or the farthest left in your inventory, is the one that's shot. So for example, if we had the arrows like this, you're just going to shoot regular arrows. Or even if you had it like this, you're gonna shoot regular arrows, but anything on the bar even is gonna get shot first. But next, if I take it out of the bar, it's gonna revert to the top left, gets priority. So now the donkey arrow is gonna get shot. So here we go. There is Junkie alive and well. He's still got his inventory on, and as you saw before, the saddle drops when you turn him into an arrow, as well as the items that were in the chest drop as well at that time. Okay, so I will briefly show you what the mappings are for the animals by default. You can see there's a horse, pig, and donkey go with a carrot. A rabbit, wolf, and chicken go with a potato, and a cow, llama, and sheep go with wheat. I did put different prices on that, so I think everything costs 1, but a llama costs 15, a wolf costs 10, and a donkey costs 2. You can change that around, obviously it's configurable. Okay, so I do want to show you the pot pie trick. So I need some wheat, I need some potatoes, and some carrots, and we're going to craft an Earth Day pot pie. So that's potatoes in the middle, carrots on top, and wheat on the bottom, and you get an Earth Day pot pie. And now I need this spawner. We're going to spawn a zombie pigman. So you can see there's a zombie pigman. He has some gear on him, that's good, because I want to demonstrate. I'm not going to drop that gear. That would be kind of too overpowered. You can kind of use this to like get a bunch of gear for free, I think. So only horses and llamas will drop their carpet and so on. But zombie pigmen and other like hostile mobs won't drop their gear when you turn them into an arrow. So, but in order to turn them into an arrow, you need to first, have some Earth Day vegetables of any kind on your hotbar and ready, and then you need to eat the Earth Day pot pie, and then you'll notice you get a bunch of cool buffs too, and you run like super fast. And while that buff's on, you can hit the entity, and it'll turn that into an arrow as well. So you can see we have a Earth Day pig zombie arrow, and as you can see there, everything over here, squid, mule, slime, everything that's listed here is you can turn it into an entity arrow. I think you could probably even turn like the Ender Dragon into one, because that is listed as an entity. I put a high price on villagers just because, and iron golems, because that'd be pretty sweet. Essentially, in your server, you could pack up a whole village and sell it on, some economy or whatever. People would probably pay a lot of money to just be able to like spawn villagers like that. Okay, so let's see. It's getting a little dark. I don't really want to deal with hostile mobs, so I'll show you guys that trick for going to the next day. To go, if I did YM1, it will go forward full 24 hours, so it will be the next day, but it'll be nighttime in the next day. If you do a parenthesis around that, it'll go to the beginning of the next day. And so in a tick or two, we'll see that it is now Warthog. So on Warthog, it's the same concept as Earth Day. You get special bonus crops, and with them, it's a little different now. You can, let me get a couple more. Oops. Where are we? Okay, so Warthog nether warts. Did I do? Oh, I must have accidentally hit some before I showed you guys. So some of the special nether warts went into my hand, so it created some of them. But I'll show you explicitly right here. As you can see, we have a stack of Warthog nether warts in our hand, and when I smack it against the ground, it's going to decrease by 2. And you can see a new one popped in our bag over there, and it has some coordinates on it. So what that means is you just spent 2 of your special nether warts, and it turned it into 1 teleportation nether wart. And when you smack this, it's going to consume it and teleport you back to where you were when you created it. There's like a 2-second cooldown on these, just so you don't accidentally click, like this is a stack of 2. Like I can't, click it twice really quick, but now I could, because it's more than 2 seconds later. So that's about it for that. Next we have our last day, which is Donnerstag, and there is going to be some action coming up, so I got to make sure I'm ready for it. First of all, I have my inhibitor on me, so lightning isn't going to get too close to me. Next I want to show, there's one item I forgot to craft. You might have seen it in the inventory for a second though. Let's, you know what, I never spawned the pig zombie back for you, but believe me, he'll spawn back. It won't be the exact same pig zombie, it might be a different one with different gear and stuff. But okay, so let's craft the fish bone arrows, and you can do that with swordfish. I guess let's not do all of the swordfish. You can get 16 arrows just from one stick and one swordfish, which is kind of OP. You might want to change that around and give people less arrows. It's up to you, obviously. It's configurable, the recipe. Okay, so the arrows kind of work the same way as the other ones, as I indicated, like in terms of which one you'll be firing next. So if you have none on your hotbar, it'll be the one at the top left. So if I have a bow highlighted on my hotbar and fishbone arrows up to the top left, I'm considered ready for super creepers. Alternately, if I also have needle highlighted, I'm ready for super creepers. So if I don't have, if that's not true, then super creepers aren't going to spawn when the lightning hits. So let's do that by fast forwarding one full day, or maybe just exactly to the beginning of the next day. And now you're going to see it's going to be Donnerstag, and we're going to hear some lightning going off soon. You can see it's kind of far away. I mean, it could have been that far away anyways, but because I have this lightning inhibitor on me, it won't ever get too close. And that's all configurable through zoom down so you can see personal range 5, so it won't ever get closer than 5. And then there's also the inhibitor range of 25 if it's in a chest. So if I went and put this in this chest, they'd just keep pretty far away. I'm actually going to just keep it in my bag and run out to an open area and spawn some super creepers. So I have needle equipped. I might be too far in the desert for lightning. Let me see. Okay, so see, there we go. Creeper. You see it? It's over there. So I'm going to take it off. You might actually like to keep it out because the more super creepers you get, the more chances you get. You can see also I just had the bow out, so it spawned again. If you don't want like super creepers to keep coming, you need to like highlight off. But the problem is like you can't get the special drop if you don't have the special weapon equipped. So the secret is to turn off the lightning if you want to, and you can do that by hitting a swordfish against the ground. You can see that actually cost one swordfish by default. So right now there's not going to be any lightning around me that I create. You might like want to do that just so like these things don't overrun you, but the more super creepers you spawn, oh gosh, that was close. The more super creepers you spawn, then the more I forgot I put that there. Ha. The more super creepers you spawn, the more chances you have of winning the cool loot. So you can see that was really close. But he dropped a diamond and an emerald and a swordfish. And let me just turn the lightning back on, and that's free. And get my special weapon back out. This is a nice open area. Okay, so I'm actually going to live dangerously for a little while and just have them keep coming. Oh, it was behind me. Whew. Okay, so you can see like you can rack up quite a bit of stuff. And I should point out, I have OP luck on. You can see it says OP there. Essentially, I'm getting drops every single time because I'm OP, and that's a setting called OP luck, and you can turn that off too, but just for the sake of like testing and you know, just I don't know, one of the benefits of being OP, I guess. I put that feature in there. but I could turn that off, or if I wasn't OP, I wouldn't be getting as many drops. It's kind of it's a chance thing, and you can configure those chances as well. But okay, so I guess I just go over the diamonds that we just got. It's a Diamond Day diamond. God, this is gonna kill me if I don't get away from these guys. Let me just go in our sanctuary. We're probably safe now. Okay, so let's see. We have Diamond Day diamonds. We got some emeralds. We got some diamonds. Okay, so there's no special named drops when you kill the zombies. It's just the Diamond Day diamonds came from the before, so it's just regular diamonds and regular emeralds, and then swordfish. Okay, so I should also point out, if you don't like the fact that the lightning is damaging too, you can turn it to no fire lightning, which will make it so it's not real lightning, but it's just lightning effect. But so then it won't light things on fire. It'll still damage you actually because of this setting. So if you have this set to true no fire lightning, which I guess that's what I have, it damages you through the code itself. But you can set that to like 0 hearts, and then it won't hurt you at all. If you set this to false, no fire lightning, then it'll be real lightning that's striking. There's probably a couple things I missed, but this video is probably getting pretty long, and I think that covers most of the features. If you guys like it, give me a thumbs up and download the plugin over at spigotmc.org, and I'll include a link. Thanks.